Decision 2018, and Tony Evers is now Wisconsin's governor-elect.
And now that the race is behind us, I look forward to moving forward together.
After a late night of counting,
we are preparing for the likelihood of a recount here in the state of Wisconsin.
Just more than 30,000 votes in Evers' favor gave him the victory over Governor Walker, who conceded today. Plus, Congress split. Democrats control the House, Republicans the Senate. And a historic night for minorities and women.
We need all voices at the table.
Tonight, reaction to the results, to new leadership, and to a new era in politics. And good evening to you. I'm John Erickson. It is the day after the midterm elections, and there was a major shakeup in the Trump cabinet tonight. Attorney General Jeff Sessions resigning. Here's NBC's Dan Scheneman.
Jeff Sessions, cheered by colleagues as he left the Justice Department. Just a few hours earlier, Sessions gave a letter to the president that said, "At your request, I am submitting my resignation."
This isn't a campaign, this is a movement.
Sessions was the first senator to endorse Trump for president, but the relationship soured when, as Attorney General, Sessions recused himself from the Russia investigation, led by special counsel Robert Mueller. The president appointed Matt Whitaker, who, until now, was Sessions' chief of staff, as the acting attorney general.
He's done a fabulous job, really, and I think as a former U.S. attorney, he understands all the business that's before the Department of Justice.
A critic of the Russia investigation, Whitaker will now oversee it.
If Mueller needs to do something or seek additional authority or get permission to charge, Mueller has to go through Whitaker.
Democrats are alarmed.
Any attorney general, whether this one or another one, should not be able to interfere with the Mueller investigation in any way.
While Whitaker has the power to fire Mueller, he can only do it for cause, such as misconduct. Dan Scheneman, NBC News.
To Wisconsin politics now. Governor Walker conceding to Tony Evers today in the race for governor. NBC26's Matt Jarko continues his coverage of the Walker campaign tonight.
We still have not heard Governor Walker talk publicly since Tony Evers declared victory in this race, but we do know from a statement today that Walker has called Tony Evers to concede this election. Walker saying in that statement that any lingering doubts into the morning about possible ballot issues in Milwaukee County would not be significant enough to change the outcome of this election. Therefore, in the statement, Walker thanking God, his family, and supporters today, saying, quote, "Thank you to the voters of the great state of Wisconsin. It has been my honor to serve as your governor for nearly 8 years. Walker then went on to say, quote, "We've come a long way together, and it is my sincere hope that the progress we've made during our time in office will continue and that we can keep Wisconsin working for generations to come." And that was Governor Walker's message throughout this campaign, asking voters to give him a third and final term to finish the job that he started. Ultimately, though, those voters going in a different direction, and now Governor Walker and his team preparing to offer support to Tony Evers as he begins the transition process to become Wisconsin's next governor. In Brown County, Matt Jarko, NBC26.
And so over to the Evers camp. NBC26's Eric Krest has more from Democrats who found out early this morning that their candidate was the winner.
At around 1:30 Wednesday morning, the word came through. The Associated Press reporting that Tony Evers had received about 1.1% more votes than Governor Walker.
Tony Evers just became our next governor, and I am over the moon.
We have to wait. That's how democracy works. We had to wait for the ballots to be counted.
Evers supporters admittedly had a long night and a longer road to make it happen. But the soon-to-be governor didn't seem to mind later Wednesday morning after the news set in.
I know we had all a very long night, but at the end of the day, or in the early morning as the case may be, I'm proud and humbled to stand here as the next governor of the state of Wisconsin.
Evers says he got a call Wednesday morning from Governor Walker, who graciously conceded. He says the two talked about moving the state forward as the two both prepare for the transition ahead.
So we're going to begin that process now. That's part of the transition, making sure we do the right things for the people of Wisconsin.
And as the Democrats who voted Evers into office start to let the news set in, many will have to come down from the excitement of Wednesday morning and start thinking about what they call the opportunities that lie ahead.
I am very optimistic. We finally have a man who has the Wisconsin values, that believes in fairness, that wants to bring Republicans, Democrats, and independents to the table.
Keeping you connected with NBC26, I'm Eric Crest.
And Michigan voters say yes to legalizing recreational marijuana. Medical marijuana was already legal in the state. We talked with Wisconsin law enforcement near the state line earlier this week, and Marinette police say they'll continue to enforce Wisconsin laws. They will be on the lookout for anyone who is high while driving. Neither medical nor recreational marijuana is legal here in Wisconsin, but voters in Brown County did say yes to medical marijuana in an opinion-only vote yesterday. The vote will not have any legal effect. A historic election day with the election of the first African-American lieutenant governor in Wisconsin history. NBC26's Juliana Falk live at 10 now with more on Mandela Barnes. Juliana?
John, it was a historical day indeed. Mandela Barnes being the second African-American elected to statewide office in Wisconsin. The 31-year-old connecting with younger voters along the campaign trail with Governor-elect Tony Evers.
Tony, they said this day would never come. But we all knew that it was time for a change in Wisconsin.
Barnes introducing Evers before his victory speech Tuesday night.
I have had so much fun on this campaign trail with our next governor, Tony Evers.
According to his website, Barnes was born in Milwaukee's poorest and the most incarcerated zip code in the country. The former state representative learned how important hard work is early, being raised in a middle-class union household.
Our mission is to make sure that Wisconsin is a state that once again provides opportunity to everyone.
Barnes was elected to the state assembly when he was 25, working on issues with the economy, criminal justice reform, and health care. Tuesday's victory leaving some in the black community feeling hopeful.
I think that our young people will be able to see themselves reflected in important leadership, and I think that that's really just encouraging and really important for their futures.
And the youth agreeing.
It inspires youth like me in the future, because we are the future. You know, what the governors and senates, House of Representatives, what they do now reflects on what we do in the future and what we can be.
Many saying they're excited for new ideas and ways of doing things, which they believe Barnes will bring to Wisconsin. Keeping you connected, Juliana Falk, NBC26.
Juliana, thank you. And for some perspective on the midterm election results, we talked with Professor Emeritus at UW Green Bay, Michael Kraft. When asked about President Trump's rallies leading up to the election, Professor Kraft said he believes the president made a mistake by catering more to the people who already approved of him, and that Governor-elect Evers can learn from that mistake.
Whether it's Scott Walker or Tony Evers, they will learn to represent the whole state, not just their own party. I'm quite convinced Tony Evers understands he has to reach out to Republicans.
Kraft went on to say the president has challenges in front of him, including an economy that might be overheating, as well as trade disputes. And if you voted yesterday, you helped set a record for the largest voter turnout for a midterm election in Wisconsin history. State elections officials say nearly 60% of eligible voters cast a ballot yesterday. Altogether, that's more than 2.6 million people. And still ahead for us here tonight, a local school seeing a lot of students in need, how one program is making sure that kids don't go hungry over the weekends. Then there's no place like home. Coming up in sports, the Packers very excited to be back at Lambeau Field this weekend.
And now, your Storm Shield forecast with NBC26 Chief Meteorologist Cameron Moreland.
As Winnie the Pooh once said, it was a rather blustery day here in northeast Wisconsin with cloudy skies and gusty winds. High temperatures were only in the mid to upper 30s. This was our coldest day of the fall, and it was the second day this fall the temperatures were in the 30s, and we've got many, many more on the way as we head through the next week. Mid to upper 30s tomorrow, and then upper 20s to lower 30s for Friday and Saturday. Right now, Antigo has dropped into the upper 20s. Besides that, everybody else is still sitting in the lower to mid 30s. Currently in Green Bay, it is cloudy and 35 degrees. In Appleton, we're looking at cloudy conditions. Temperatures are in the mid 30s, but with gusty westerly winds still at around 10 to 15 miles per hour. It feels colder out there. Wind chills are mainly in the 20s. It feels like 24 degrees in Ephraim, feels like 25 in Sheboygan, and it also feels like 25 degrees in Oshkosh. We've had a couple of snow showers and flurries across northern sections throughout the afternoon and evening. That activity is now winding down. Still looking at thick clouds, however, covering much of Wisconsin and Minnesota. This area of high pressure is expected to kind of scour out the clouds a little bit later on tonight into tomorrow morning, giving us some sunshine for your Thursday. And then this system will be here Thursday night into Friday. More on that in just a second. Temperatures underneath that ridge of high pressure today were very chilly. Highs only in the lower to mid 20s. From South Dakota into central and northern Minnesota, we had highs in the mid to upper 30s, and that was with a lot of clouds. Right now, the forecast calls for maybe some lingering clouds during the morning, but lots of sunshine as we move through the afternoon. But even with that sunshine, temperatures are only going to be in the mid to upper 30s, about 10 degrees below normal for this time of year. You can see Skycast is showing a lot of sunshine across central and eastern Wisconsin tomorrow afternoon. But then here comes that system that's currently in the Rocky Mountains. It's going to be getting a little bit of moisture from the south, and then it's going to be working into some colder air. And when you combine cold air with some moisture, you get snow. And this is what we're going to be looking at as we head into Friday, especially Friday morning, a large area of light snow, tapering off to some snow showers and flurries as we move through the afternoon and evening, but still a chance for some light snow or a snow shower even Friday night into very early Saturday morning. As far as snowfall accumulations are concerned, I'm thinking most of us end up with a dusting to around an inch or so. Some locally higher amounts are possible near the shoreline of Lake Michigan. But I do want to mention that there is one computer forecast model that does produce a northeast wind and some steadier lake effect snow across parts of the viewing area on Friday. And if that does occur, the totals would be significantly higher. But right now I'm thinking generally a dusting to about an inch, maybe an inch and a half for most spots. Stay tuned. Your forecast for tonight calls for slow clearing. Overnight lows will range from the mid-20s to the mid-30s, depending on whether or not you wake up tomorrow morning and it's sunny or it's cloudy. Tomorrow, still some lingering clouds possible during the morning, then lots of sunshine by the afternoon. Temperatures will be in the 30s. My 3-degree guarantee for tomorrow is 37. If I can hit that high within 3 degrees, we will donate $100 to Pillars, and we did that today. I forecast 40. And the high temperature was 37 degrees. So look for some light snow, some slippery roads Friday morning, then snow showers and flurries as we head into Friday evening, turning very windy. That high school football game in Oshkosh is going to be cold. Prepare for that. 30 on Saturday, increasing clouds, a chance for some more light snow on Sunday. Speaking of football games, there could be some snow on Sunday, possibly lingering into the game, and then staying cold for Monday and Tuesday with highs only in the upper 20s to lower 30s.
Yeah, I feel like there was sort of a turn last night into tomorrow, and I guess I'm right because you said it was the coldest day of the fall so far?
Coldest day of the fall so far. But that will be broken on Friday, that record we just set today.
And you and Winnie the Pooh described it well, blustery.
Yes.
All right, Cameron, thanks so much. After the break here, our NBC26 Cares report, how Project Backpack is trying to make sure students don't go hungry. Well, hunger is an issue in many schools in Wisconsin, and in one local community, volunteers are working together to try to make sure that children have enough to eat. Stacey Engebretson has the story of Project Backpack in tonight's NBC26 Cares.
9 years ago, a pastor at Shepherd of the Lakes Lutheran Church in Wapaka saw a need in the community and decided to do something about it. He created Project Backpack.
In the school district of Wapaka, many families are struggling.
About 40% of our students qualify for free and reduced lunch and breakfast.
So what happens during the weekends when food at home is scarce? A program called Project Backpack is filling the gap.
We try and do breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 2 days.
Paula Thurman is the program coordinator.
That's a pretty well-oiled machine.
She says they use monetary donations to buy food in bulk. Then a team of 200 volunteers help stuff reusable backpacks.
It's a little bit of assembly line, but we have fun with it too.
Then school social workers distribute the backpacks to students in need, like Jackie Ewing's son.
Well, I'm a single mom and I work 2 jobs to try and just support my kid and pay rent and everything. So this just helps take a little bit of the pressure of the food bill away.
So nutrition is a crucial factor with the achievement of our students. When students are focused on hunger, they're not able to focus on learning.
Project Backpack feeds 250 students in 5 school districts every week.
It's about $1,500 a week.
They rely on donations to keep the program going. The Wapaka Area Community Foundation just awarded Project Backpack a $7,500 grant, enough to sustain the program for nearly 2 months.
We just feel like they're really good stewards of the funds that we've entrusted to them, and they've really served our community and our children well.
I mean, it's priceless. We can't even express our thanks enough to what they've done for us.
A sentiment that's shared by Ewing.
I'm really grateful for this.
Who knows, with Project Backpack, her son will never have to go hungry. The backpacks also include grocery store coupons for free milk and bread and a piece of paper with words of encouragement. For information on how you can support the program, go to NBC26.com and click on this story. Stacey Engebretson, NBC26.
Well, if you're wondering whether or not the students with the food in the backpacks get maybe made fun of at school, nope. Project Backpack uses numbers and a color coding system to make sure the names of every student they help remains private. Well, still ahead here, home is where the wins are. At least that's the way it's gone so far for the Packers this season. Why that makes this weekend's game against the Dolphins so important, coming up next.
And now, NBC26 Sports with Sports Director Charlie Sakaitis.
Welcome back to the show. The Green Bay Packers probably aren't having quite the season that the fans were hoping for. Just 3-4-1 so far this year. But that split is a stark one. No losses at home, no wins on the road. And this week, after games in LA and New England, they get the Dolphins here at Lambeau Field, something they need to take advantage of.
It's always good to be home. You have to take care of your home field advantage, and it's something that is a big part of our focus this week. We also know what's coming after it too. So we got the the quick travel up to Seattle on Tuesday night. So it's great to be home, and I can't remember last time. It's been a while since we played there, so looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean it's good to be back home. Obviously we've had more success at home as well, so that's good to get home and kind of how to defend your home turf kind of mentality.
As you know, we got a game the following Thursday. So in order to get this win, that's we kind of got to execute, but at the same time we need this win. Especially to start the streak that we're looking forward to starting.
And like I said after the game, we got to find a way to win a road game. We played really well at home. We got to hold on to our home field advantage this week and take care of business on a short week.
Based on the serious nature of the answers the Packer players and the staff gave there about the importance of the upcoming home game, it's safe to say they are feeling the need to get things righted sooner than later, and fans feel it too. The Packers are 2 wins back of the Bears, 2 wins back of the Vikings, and just a half game up on Detroit at the midpoint of the season. A few times over the past number of years, Aaron Rodgers has come out and made proclamations or statements to steady the fan base at times like this. The famous relax statement in 2014, his run the table line in 2016. But today in the locker room, when asked if he had any similar kind of thing to say, the quarterback wasn't quite so willing to go there yet.
Well, you asked a question, so it's not authentic. I mean, those two were authentic responses to questions. So when prompted, I just, feel like we got to play better consistently, 60 minutes. Trying to eliminate some of the lulls that we've been having. But we got to play with confidence and play up to the level we're capable of playing.
I kind of like that he didn't try to force it there. Those things have to come in a natural manner. Otherwise, it sounds like somebody that's just making something up for everybody to hear.
Right, you'd be able to tell if he didn't really mean it.
Exactly.
Didn't feel like making any promises.
Yes.
All right, Charlie, thanks so much. What about the promise for our weather for tomorrow? What does it hold? Cameron has a final check of your forecast. Next.
Welcome back, everybody. Here's your school day forecast. Some clouds could be lingering tomorrow morning. Otherwise, some sunshine, upper 20s, mostly sunny by the final bell, upper 30s, and then snow arrives on Friday. That could mean some slippery roads Friday morning.
So on the bright side, the sun will be nice tomorrow.
That's right.
Cameron, thanks so much. Thank you for watching. Good night.